Nedam Uigithia, LLD, or the A Programmer Dr. Paul M. Kebicho, PhD, QB, HSC, official Facebook page, na official YouTube page. Na ndĩra kũmũria kĩũria ũmũthĩ tũtikwaria maũndũ maingĩ, ndĩratwaria kaũndũ kanini mũno kegiĩ ũhoro wa ũigithia. Na ngwaria na Gĩkũyũ, and I have no apologies tondũ ndĩ Mũgĩkũyũ gũciarwo, na koguo nĩ ngwaria na Gĩkũyũ kidogo tondũ nĩguo gũkĩagĩrĩire. Ndakũmũria atĩrĩrĩ andũ aitũ, no ũrĩ hau ũtarĩ wathũkũma ciringi ciake 200 no ũrĩ hau ũranjigua mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ ũtarĩ wathũkũma ciringi ciake 300. Kambuni ĩno itũ ya Quest Pinnacle shareholder andũ arĩa aingĩ mũno nĩ andũ metagwo Agĩkũyũ, and we have no apologies kuga nĩ Agĩkũyũ tondũ acio nĩo twadecide gũkĩgithagia mbeca nao. Ngũria kĩũria kĩmwe tu kĩhũthũ, tũtikwaria ndagĩka nyingĩ mũno inyuĩ mũraĩndorera. And for the sake of those people who may want to know what it is that I'm saying, basically Kebisho is I'm wired. My DNA is investment. And I have taken a bit of time to think about this element of investment. We all know the beauty or the meaning of investment. We all know why we need to invest our money today and even tomorrow. But the problem is that in as much as we appreciate and know that the only thing that can make a difference in our lives, especially those people who are aging, and especially those people who have got no pension to come their way, they need to think harder than an ordinary person. Because when you look at life, just look at how life has been to you since you started realizing the benefits of having money in your pocket. There are so many people today as we speak right now, they have attained almost their retirement age, but they do not know the next course of action. They are there and they are many. And you are left wondering, how come? We all knew from the word go, when we started working, we knew for sure. Everybody knows that nothing lasts forever. Nothing, including our daily lives. So even working time will come to an end at a given point in time. But the biggest question is, how prepared are you? Unfortunately, majority of us people, we continually do things the same way. We have been repeating the same mistakes over the years. In the year 2000, you had found that come 2025, you'll be living in your own compound. You'll be having rental income. You'll have cleared your PhD or your master's degree or your bachelor's degree. A quarter, a century, nothing significant has come from you. You are a good sayer. So you say, but you don't do. And the difference between those who succeed and those who fail lies in the power of execution. So we all have the ideas, but do you implement your ideas? So, and to be precise and concise, I've been telling people that one of the things that we need to do in life is to appreciate that in as much as we are hopeful tomorrow will be better, it is the small things that we do today that determines our tomorrow. So you don't require to have 1 million shillings to start saving. You don't even require to have 500,000 shillings to start saving. You only require to use one simple philosophy, that even for a dam to fill, it takes a while for it to fill in. Similarly, you only require to start saving little by little. And what we have done at Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited is to ensure that we have created for you a highway that you can use to turn around your lives. And because I like talking when I'm writing, for those people who don't understand, because I'm very good at writing, I just want to ask you one simple question so that as we bring this show to a close, you'll have asked yourself 1 or 2, 3 questions as well. Because the purpose of knowledge is to inform and to make sure that you change. Not just informing you, but you need to change. So let us look at this aspect. All of you watching me from wherever you are, Jeffro Karaoke among the others, because I can see her. I want to ask you a very simple question. And I'll start by using men as an example. And please remember, matters finances don't become emotional. I always caution people from the word go. Matters finances don't be emotional. So if your emotions land very high, kindly calm them down. Because we assume somebody called X consumes 3 bottles of beer per day, and he consumes in a Frederick background. So we assume that he takes every day for an average for 7 days. So that is true. He only takes 3 bottles of beer, which goes at 250 in an ordinary ideal place. So 250 shillings times 3, that person consumes 750 shillings per sitting. We even assume that he's not going to eat anything. As a matter of fact, this particular individual is not going to eat anything. So the only thing that he will do is to drink that beer, which is not even possible, Mr. Richard Karimi. Ordinary people, when they take beer, you know what they do. So what happens If you multiply 250 by 7, because I want to, so 250 times 3 per sitting is 750. So multiply by 7 days. So in a week, this guy consumes 5250. So multiply by 4. So in a month, this man consumes 21,000 shillings in a month. And that's somebody who is actually way below what many people do, what many men do, because I'm alive to that fact. So he consumes 21,000 shillings per month, and that money doesn't benefit any family member. As a matter of fact, it puts his health into risk. These are the people who suffer from what we call reverse. Let's see. In a year, if this 21,000 is in 1 month, multiplied by 12 months, in 1 whole year, beer alone, assuming that he takes only 3 beers in a pub where it is being sold at 250, he consumes 252,000 Kenya shillings in a month. Multiply by, so we have said, this guy, let me repeat, so he takes 750 shillings, 250 times 3, 750, that is per day, multiply by 30 days. So this guy consumes 22,500 per month. Multiply by 12. He consumes alone 270,000 shillings. Not money that is going to school fees, not money that is going to buying a plot, not money that is going to school to actually academically empower himself, but that is money that goes into pub. And at that point in time, we have assumed this individual, he takes no meat, he has got no software, he has no company. So if you can imagine, if you can only factor in that he carries one more person, so he buys 1 bottle per every sitting. So take another 250 times 7. That is 1750. Or you can even take 250. You multiply by 30 days. 7,500 times 12. Again, times 12. That's another a whooping 90,000 shillings. So but that is if he has a friend who only takes 1 beer, which is not the case anyway. So if you multiply holding all things constant, ceteris paribus, you multiply by 10 years. This man will have consumed, holding all things constant, 3.6 million Kenya shillings. Money that has not supported any family member, money that has not added any value to him whatsoever, but he has spent a whooping 3.6 million shillings individually. My question is, if you can be able to take 21,000 shillings in a beer in a month, if I told you to invest this money, 21,000 shillings in a month, you multiply for only 1 year, you have accumulated 252,000 shillings. That's 270,000 shillings. 270,000 shillings, assuming that you are still paying at 14%, you are making 37,800 shillings per year. If you divide it by 12, you have at least 3,000 shillings coming your way. How much is coming back to you? So matters in investment is change of attitude. Elder George Waroyo, you have to change the way you perceive things. I have worked with you for quite a long time, and you know my modus operandi. You know my standard operating procedure. So I'm calling upon all of you, wherever you are. You must make a sacrifice. You'll never succeed in life without going through pain. No pain, no gain. You must walk that life load in order for you to achieve something worthwhile. For me to be the person I am today, I've walked through that life load. Maybe more in a more elaborate way in terms of suffering than majority of us watching me from wherever they are. So I'm therefore coming to Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. We have one gentleman, I will not mention his name, who just came and gave us a deposit of 100,000 Kenya shillings. The deposit that he gave, just a minute, let me tell this individual I'm in a meeting. Hello, I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. Let me call you back. So what happens is that, sorry for that interruption, it's important, courtesy demands I say so. So you can imagine, my brothers and sisters, when you retire without money, you know, some of us, we don't like, let me tell you, Richard Karemi has done that calculation. It has really made him feel bad. Salala, 3.6 million shillings directed to the region. So sad. And remember, Karemi, I have only used one parameter. I have used the law of assumption, where this particular individual called X is only taking 3 bottles of beer per sitting. Tell me how many men sit down and take only 3 bottles of beer. I see them taking 5, 7, and even 10. So I'm saying, if you are 35 years of age, let me now bring the actual matrix into the picture. Let me put the spanner into wax. If you're 35 years, maybe your firstborn child is instead grade 5. Most likely because many people, they delay in marrying. I don't know why they delay in marrying. Marry, you plan your life very enough. So assuming this child is in grade 5, you are firstborn, and you are 35. You have another child who is in grade 2, as a matter of fact, and you are 35. You have another child who is in baby class. Let me now make you see that, let me make you realize that if you don't plan now, you'll have yourself to blame. You may not invest with me anyway. I don't mind. This far the Lord has been faithful. Without any, let me say, without prejudice, without anything. I'm only speaking the truth. I'm only injecting wisdom into some people, because I know by the end of it all they'll do that. So you have a child in your firstborn is in grade 5, and you are 35 years of age. So the child has to go to grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. How many years are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add 35 years plus 7, 42. That is when your child has completed what we call senior high school. If this child is going to do a degree that makes sense, there are so many degrees in Kenya that do not make any sense. And I'm saying it as a scholar without fear of any reprisal, that there are some degrees in Kenya which are almost, which I can equate to buying what we call a toilet paper in a supermarket. Some degrees don't make sense anyway. So if this child is going to do a degree that makes sense, I know some people start now hurling insults into me, which I don't mind. This child is going to do what we call architecture. Architecture degree, Faculty of Architecture, Design and Development at University of Nairobi takes between 6 to 7 years. So add to your 42, 7 years. At 49 is when your firstborn is clearing university, first degree. Having one degree in Kenya is basic education. I'm not saying so because I have several. I'm saying so because I'm fully exposed to the universe. I'm in the space. I understand better than majority of you may be watching me. Nasio Maringo. Of course, for those who appreciate education, you know what I'm talking about. This child gonna do a master's degree in the same field, 4 years. So at 53 is when you have actually been relieved the duty of paying school fees, Mr. Richard Karimi, for your firstborn. Let's go to your secondborn, who is grade 2. This child has grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Add it together, 5 years, 11 years, 46. This child goes to do medicine, which takes 6 years, assuming there will be no lecturer strike. 52. The child goes for what we call MMED, Master in Medicine. So another 4 years, 56. So at 53 is when your firstborn is clearing university, second degree. At 56 is when your secondborn is clearing university, master's degree, because you're a prudent parent. Now let's go to the last born who is in baby class. This child has got 2 years to go to PP1, and then PP1, PP2, another 2 years. Then add 6 years for grade 1 to 6, then 6 years for junior high and senior high 12, then 7 years, add 19 years. Come back to your age, add 19 years. It tells us that by the time you are 60 is when your responsibility of paying school fees will be coming to an end. Will you have had time to save money for your retirement? Question, food for thought. And that is why I'm saying this. In as much as you're educating your children, you must embrace Kibisho's philosophy. You must learn to pay yourself first. You must learn to separate a portion of your income should go directly to your investment for your tomorrow for posterity. And that is why I tell you people, those people can be able to synthesize, synchronize, and even think deeper, because the problem with you people watching me because you like watching me, some people have watched me for 25 years. From the time I was coming in KBC, Damka, Kenya with Francis Kimani, 25 years. So the question is this. You people, if I gave you a plain paper to write about money, what would you write about money? I can summarize by giving you one simple sentence that money comes and goes. And if you think I'm saying the truth, you can put Richard Karimi, George Warohio, my elder, Theresa Njeri, you can Jethro Karaoke, you can put something here and confirm what I'm saying, that money comes and goes. And that has been the trend ever since the world was created. Those people who succeed in life, they prioritize their things. If you're a young parent out there with 2 children, if you don't have enough finances, 2 children are enough. There is no market for children. You must learn to plan your family, because the moment you get 10 children and you don't have finances, you are gradually digging your grave much earlier than it could have been. Why? Because financial stress is one of the major killers. Most of the people you're hearing they're committing suicide, it is because you have hit 45 years. The only thing that you have is your house and a car, which is on loan. Nothing else. Joseph Gogi Hi, Professor. I like your financial prowess. I'm one of your YouTube students. Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Goge. I hope this must be the Joseph Goge that I know from a place called Semester. If you're the one, maybe you can confirm. But what I'm basically saying, I have told you that personal matters finance is my DNA. And I'm not proud. And I remember I remember putting a photograph of my Pajero Intercooler Turbo KAN 395L, which I bought in the year 2001 at 3.2 million from Silvercoats. And people called me Dynasty. It is not about being Dynasty. It is not how much money that you earn that matters. It is how you manage money that you have. Majority of you have been sitting plenty thinking that you'll start saving when you start earning 100,000 Kenya shillings. Go and tell that one to the mountains. You'll never do that. And even the Bible acknowledges by saying, if you can't manage scarcity, you can't manage abundance. So don't go lying. Don't go giving stories. Watch a story. Start saving your money. I bought my first car at age 21. I had not stolen. Yes, I haven't used a matatu for 34 years, for 31 years. The car I'm driving is my 17th car today. And that is not the only achievement I have. And I can tell you today for sure, those people who take my advices seriously, they have been able to educate their children effortlessly. I talk about education policy. You can't buy because you think you're helping Kebicho. It's like you want to walk all the way from Sagana to Nairobi so that you do not make the Matatu or Nalicha. That's thinking like people of Homo habilis, Homo sapiens, and Homo erectus, if not Kenya Pithecanthropus and Janthropus. Honestly speaking. So, you start to, it is called egocentric thinking. Egocentric. What is it for me? The moment that you can't even go eat in a hotel so that you do not make the hotelian a richer person than you, that is arguing from what we call the mediocre times. So I'm telling you, for me, I've just come back from the field and I have met people who have taken the education policies for their children, 7 of them. And I told them, if you don't take, it is not my responsibility. But make sure, if you listen to me and you come giving me a card for Harabe to educate your child, be advised in advance. I'll not come for that Harabe. I was not there when you are getting that child. You think now I'm not and I'm totally inconsiderate. That's what you think. I also have my own children and I have not invited any one of you. Nasio Marigo, I plan for my children. If you lay down to make a child, you must stand up, raise up that child. And you must have thought, how will I feed and educate and clothe this particular child? Don't become a burden to others. You need to plan. So if you can't manage scarcity, you can't manage abundance. And that's the problem with you people. Anytime we approach you to do ABCD, those people who joined Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited in the year 2021, today they have a story to tell. They are full of testimonies. They are full of wonderful testimonies because they listened to us. Some of you listening to me right now, you heard me, but you did nothing. So 4 years down the line, you may think that you are progressing. And people normally judge their progress themselves. Let me tell you this. If you write a composition, you write your own composition and you mark it, you are going to give yourself 100%. Because if there was a mistake, you could have rectified as you wrote. That is why we have an external examiner. There's a very strong relationship between your age and your wealth. Moas, background. There is a very strong relationship between your age and your wealth, irrespective of whether you are employed in the corporate world, in the government sector, or wherever you are. So my advice to you, because I want to bring this show to a close, please take this advice. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't want, it's up to you. Life is a matter of choice. There are those people who chose not to go to school. Today, they are the ones who cast aspersions on us, who are scholars. They go saying, this man thinks that he's the only one who went to school. Go to school. Come, let us argue together. Who stops you from going to the university? Others argue, he has money. Where did I collect the money from? I planned. Nobody plans to fail, but we fail to plan. Life is about planning. Succeeding is about deliberate, conscious decisions made by somebody who thinks beyond. You must have discipline. Most of us, we have got no discipline. And I'm telling you this, love me, hate me in equal measure, I still remain Professor Paul Mwangi Kebicho, PhD, QB, HSC, AJPI, TQC. Those are my initials. And I'm proud of them, Mr. Peter Nganga, wherever you are. I can see Mr. Peter Nganga is watching me from wherever he is. Ratio Wanjiru, I can see what you have written here. Daktari nashukuru, unatuambiaga ukweli, we must learn to face reality. Napenda kusoma kwa darasa lako, na huwa hatulipi fees, barikiwa. Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Madam Ratio Wanjiru. No, me, I'll continue sharing this information until the last day I will die. Sometimes we get what we call some people just like hurling insults to us people. And I can tell you with a lot of tremendous humility, I think I'm the only professor in Kenya who comes and shares this information with you about finances without charging you. I have spent 9 million shillings to be the person I am. For me to have done all those degrees, they were not for free. They were not given to me through a scholarship or a sponsorship. I have sponsored myself. So when you hear me talking the way I'm doing, it is because I know the formula. I know the module to use to be where you want to be. So the greatest tragedy in our lives is that we hear but we do nothing. So you hear, you have been listening to Kebisho for the last 25 years, but you have nothing again. So there was no point of you sitting down and listening to Kebisho if you're not going to act. Because some of us people, we like swimming in the ocean of good intention, and we refuse to enter to plunge ourselves into the ocean of commitment. Because by the end of the day, what makes the difference between men who are successful and failures is purely the power of decision making. Anwa Murango. So you must make a decision today. Time is not on your side. Today is the tomorrow you are worried about yesterday. You did nothing again yesterday. You never took your family for holiday last year because you claimed there was no money. This year, we are now entering the month of October. You have no savings in your account. Yet there has been no thief on your back. You have been your worst thief. You've been thieving from yourself. You've been from yourself, Pradregakara. So surely, you people, sometimes I wonder. I have shared freely this information to you. It has cost me a fortune. It has cost me a fortune. 9.4 million is not little money. That's a mansion with 5 bedrooms and 4 toilets and a TV washing station, and of course a sitting room and a big kitchen for that matter and a laundry. So, but I decided to be sharing this information with you. So you are a Thea Collins Gako. You are one of my followers, but I need to know. I need to interrogate you, Mr. Collins Gako, whether you have done whatever I say. Very educative. I'm your student. I wish I had known you earlier. No, you know me already. And anytime I give my number, I don't know what you people use my number. Talk to me. Come to where I am. We share, Madam. That's Gakera. How do you get the education policy? I will be telling you what to do. Hi, Professor. Thank you so much, Anne Modoni. Thank you so much, Peter Ngangaforing. So one of the things I want to teach you today, and I want to make it very practical for those people who listen. And I want first of all most sincerely thank our members of West Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. I salute all of you. With profound respect, I salute all of you. You know, I will not mention your names. You are quite a number. You are quite many, and I thank God that you've been able to give us 1 billion shillings to manage on your behalf. Some of you have never even touched my hands. You have never even seen me physically, but you trusted me with your millions of shillings. When others are still saying and talking and dilly-dallying and moving helter-skelter movements without what we call clear compass, others are making progress. And when we buy a new car, when I buy an expensive watch, when I put a very expensive bring here, people start saying all manner of shenanigans and charlatans. Because let me tell you, the greatest noisemakers in the universe are failures. Failures are the greatest noisemakers. When you find somebody even insulting you in social media handle, don't go looking for a foolish person or somebody who is above thinking capacity, below thinking capacity. So, Maria Bogwa, thank you for joining this class. Let me give you something that will make you change your life. If you want to. If you don't want to, it's up to you. Choices. I normally give people a very simple example. I made a choice to be the path. God, through my parents, brought me into this universe. Like Bishop Sakari Wadaro says, there are 2 important days in a human being's life. One, the day you were born, and the day you knew why you were born. In other words, the moment you realized what your purpose in the universe is. And I've been telling you a very simple example that some of us people, we are volumes, literally volumes, not value. When you hear you are a volume, you are contributing a very insignificant portion in the work of God. And God said we are co-workers with him. Are you dominating? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? So let me start by telling you 4 things that you need to do. If you do that, you'll be my friend. If you don't you worry. Even now when you're my friend, there has been no value addition anyway. And kindly subscribe to my channels. To my, the problem with me is that people hate me for being honest. I'm a truthful man, just like our former deputy president. I'm a very truthful man, Madam Maria Bogwa, because me, whatever I say, it comes to pass. I'm not a prophet. I'm not claiming myself to be a prophet. But I have seen people who come back to me and they say, Kebicho, if there is something I admire about, I met one teacher whom I sold a policy to with Pan Africa in the year 1998 at Geshagini Primary School on your way towards Kagari. That teacher vividly remembered like yesterday the words I said. And before I give you the 4 points, allow me to tell you verbatim what I said at Geshagini Primary School in the year 1998 when I was a very young man. That time I was about 25 years of age. I told them, and he reminded me as he came here celebrating the benefits he got from Kebisho's advice. I told them, whether you make a decision or not, we are not going to change the compass. We are not going to change the compass. The conventional mode of operation of a compass is that it has to point to the north, no matter where it is in the globe. The compass must always point to the north, no matter where it is in the globe. Wherever you are in the world, we know the sun rises from east and sets in the west. These are what we call matters of fact. We have matters of facts and matters of law. The challenge I'm throwing to you is this now. So that teacher, I told him, by the time I sold to him an education policy for 12 years, which matured and educated his child up to university level. You can imagine, up to university level, up to master's level. And I only told him, today, I want first of all to ask this question to people who are employed in various institutions and organizations. When President Dr. William Ruto brought what we call the housing, and he brought what we call the share the chief, and of course he increased what we call the contributions to the NSSF, did you commit suicide? You never committed suicide. So one great aspect of advancing financially is by adjusting. I repeat, one great aspect of advancing in life is by adjusting in life. You must learn to adjust. When a lady goes to the maternity and she gets quadruplets, 4 children, she does not get 2 more breasts behind her body. She still has 2, but she has to think outside the box. When the government started to invade your payslips, those people who have got payslips, you still adjusted your life. When you took a loan of 1 million, you adjusted your life. Now the question comes, how come you do not see the greater need to plan for your children's education now? Because we say haba na haba hujaza kibamba, na ukiona vielea vimeundwa na bahati ya mwenzio usidalie mlango wasi. Mbona unakaa kitako ukifikiria ya kwamba kama wakati huu watoto hawajaingia shule ya upili, ugali bado uko na tabia pesa? Ni kitu gani kinakufanya ujidanganye wewe mwenyewe binafsi ya kwamba maisha yatakuwa halisi? Si wewe umerogwa basi? Kama unaketi tu chini, umeketi kitako tu kwa nyumba yako ama kwa ofisi yako na unafikiria mambo itakuwa sawa. Mambo haikuangi sawa, ni kutengenezwa, inatengenezwa. And we say in philosophy, things don't go wrong, they start wrong. Things don't go wrong, they start wrong. So if you are seated there lying to yourself, you have lived a life of life for quite a long time. You are a pregnant woman, you know for sure you have not taken baking powder, and that is where your stomach is protruding. You know what is growing inside you, and you are sitting plated, you are not even preparing for the delivery of your child. Don't you think you are sick? So to advance in life, you must adjust. So I'm telling you, people with money, no matter, don't you worry. Even with 100,000 Kenya shillings, you can come to Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. We have one gentleman who started with 100,000. Now he's at 1.8 million shillings. It is called the power of concentration, the POC, the power of concentration and focus. So you have to plan for your children's education. I have seen somebody asking me how to join an education policy. I'll do that. I'll give you my number. And I'm not going to explain about the education policy at this point in time. I'll just give my number. If you are interested in knowing, you can actually side chat me after this. Number 2, there's something called retirement. You are not Mount Kenya, which has been there ever since the world was created. You know you are aging. And aging means, requiring more money to go to hospital, because the more you age, the more your immunity level goes down. You start eating a special diet. You start dressing in a special way. So the best way to ensure that your life is smooth, start planning for retirement now. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And let me remind you, Rome was not built in a day. So some of you watching me today, because I can see quite a number of people watching me in all my social handles, I can see I've got quite a number of people watching me, over 100 people. The question is this. For sure, go to your neighborhood. Look at the people who retired. Your neighbors. Don't go far. I'm just challenging you. Go to your neighbors. Those people who are working and they got so many children and they had no money even to save for their retirement. How do they look like? They are dying. Go to Langata Cemetery. Go through the crosses and see. Sunrise, 1963. Sunset, 2025. Living on the force, because immediately the salary was cut. This person had nothing else. Retiring from a certain career is not an end on itself. What you should do, you should say that you are retiring from you retire from being a teacher to a farmer. But for you to become a farmer, you must have thought about that idea 5 years before you retired, you must be having an exit strategy. And to be able to do that, bring money to Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. We invest for you so that by the expiry of the 5 years, you have accumulated enough money that can take you to the next level that you want. But the problem with you people, again, like I have said on very many occasions, you like listening, but you don't act. And that is even why in the year 2027, we shall have bad leaders. We shall still continually complain beyond 2027 because we shall elect the same failures who have failed us even today. Because Kenyans, we don't learn. And I'm saying it without any fear of contradiction. Kenyans, we don't learn. We shall still get bad leaders, Banajao. Somebody will just come and confuse you with 500 shillings. And you forget you are giving this person a social contract for 5 years who is supposed to take care of you. But you are so stupid in your mind that you accept 500 shillings and you sell your birthright. These are the kind of people that I encounter every day. And I have acute allergy, I repeat the umpteenth time. I have acute allergy for mediocrity. I hate people who don't think personally. Me, I like doing business callings Gako with the people who like thinking. Think, see, the Bible says you must have the spirit of discernment. We complain every 5 years. We complain. Oh, our MP is not good. Our senator is not good. Our woman up is not good. Our MC is not good. Our president is not good. Our governor is not good. Who put them there? Because people have got short memories like what hog. The other day you were 20 years. Now you are 40 years of age and still you have nothing. Still renting a house, you have no rentals, you have no investment, and you are still hopeful that by the time you are 50 years, you'll be a better character. Go and tell that one to the mountains. My friend, you are on the verge of collapsing. And seeing 65 years will be a very hard task for you. It is God who gives long life. But let me tell you, when you plan, money prolongs life. And I give an example of Kenneth Jido Matiba. It is because he invested his money so well that he was able to live long despite his ailing health, because he could access medical. So we have talked about planning for your Joseph Gadu. Here we are confused with the Bosho and lies. We take a break by laughing. Joseph is telling me, Joseph Gadu is telling me, atawana konfisiwa na maharagwe na shilingi 200. See, you know, for me, I have never taken any campaign money. I started voting in the year 1992. I have never eaten anybody's campaign money. You'll never see me going to those meetings. You'll never see me writing on those tracts. I tried my hard in politics and I said no. My duty, my civic duty is only one, to go and vote on 9th of August or 10th of August 2027. So let me come. So I've talked about two things. One, plan for your children's education. You see, you are already struggling when the child is in grade 2, and you don't think, if you are struggling when this child is in grade 2, how big will be the struggle when he progresses? People don't like thinking. You are struggling right now. You are still young. You are full of energy, robust of energy, but you're doing nothing about your tomorrow. And you're still here living a lie, lying to yourself that your tomorrow will be better. You are sick mentally. Plan for your retirement. It is coming. Soon and very soon, retirement is coming. Let's Jao. Soon and very soon, retirement is coming. Just the other day, I was 25. Now I'm over 50 years. I'm 52 years. And I can tell you, in the next 8 years or thereabouts, God willing, I'll be 60. And I pray God for long life. But the beauty is, I'm not in that ocean of confusion. I know what I need to do. So if you're there, you do not know what it is that you want, you have the honor now of using my number after this. Talk to me like many have done. I'll be able to offer you a solution. Get out of that confusion. And something else I want to remind you. The fact that you have money today is not a guarantee you'll have that money tomorrow. So money has a very simple mantra, which I've been using to you people. Save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. Squander me today, I'll squander you tomorrow. So if you're there and you have not yet been able to identify what it is that you need to do to make your life better, then you're in that ocean of confusion. And I'll still remind you something here, Gakera, that the problem, let me tell you this, we do not succeed because we do not know what ought to be done. It is because we are accustomed to procrastination and postponing. You postponed buying a plot in Kasarani in the year 2000. That time you had the money, but you postponed the idea. Now the plots are not available, and if they are available, you have no money. Point number 3, I have talked about education for your children, embracing what we call paying yourself first, learning to keep a portion of what you earn should go to your private financial arrangement plans. Talk about retirement, very, very important. Point number 3, if you are there seated there pretty, and you are a Kenyan, and you have got no medical scheme, I would prefer that you have SHA than to stay without. Let me tell you, if there is something that is lacking havoc in our Kenya, in our government, in our republic today, it is what we call medical bills. So I recommend, if you are listening to me today, my brother, I have got more than 15 groups of people, of course, asking for financial support, of course, which I give, because nobody desires to be sick. The only area I don't come in and never make a mistake of inviting me, ni harambee mtoto wako. Your child is not an accident. You planned for that child, so bear the consequences. You were there alone. We were not there. We were not even part of the sharing squad anyway. So you need to carry your own burdens when it comes to issues of education for your children. It was a decision you could have made, and you could have known better that raising up a child requires some finances. But medical things. So we feel honored when somebody says, I had a medical scheme of 5 million, which I have already exhausted. So can you come in and chip in? We'll come in large numbers. We'll come and support you. Because already you had shown the initiative of securing yourself, of having what we call a fallback plan. So you had what we refer to as a safety net, which has actually been exhausted by conditions. So it will come. So you're required to have a medical scheme. I also sell medical schemes for Britain. I'm a financial expert. Me, I'm 360 degrees. If you come here and you are spiritually dry, I'm a preacher. For those, if you don't know that I'm a preacher, then you must be appearing in my social media handles for the first time. I have preached for 25 years. On Saturday, I was preaching at Motogo ACK Church in Gatanga. The previous Saturday, I was at ACK Gasharage. The other Sunday, I was at ACK Rifaroli. The other Sunday, I was preaching at ACK Kereita. So I'm a preacher. And even on Sunday 4th, I'll be in Nakuru. And then on Sunday 12th, I'll be at Ruda, Evergreen PCA Church, preaching the 2 services, Kiswahili and English. So I'm inviting you to come to Ruda. That's what I'll be preaching on Sunday. But matters money. I'll tell you today, matters money. You need to think. If you don't think about it, even the Bible says we need to plan. So you must have a medical scheme. If you can't afford the medical schemes Kibisho is talking about from Britain or any other service provider, you can have SHA. Please, because you never know when sickness can strike. Please, please. But if more people, Padre Kara, if more people would help build us, younger people with an open heart, you'd be very far. Don't you? Now, here I am. Here I am, my sister. This name is a bit confusing. Padre Kara. So whichever gender you belong to, here I am. I'm talking to you now. The question is, what will you do with this information? Don't even think about others. Because the Bible says you cannot remove somebody, you cannot remove a log or a peck in somebody else's eyes, having you are stuck. So come first. You'll be the starting point of those people that you want to be helped. So have a medical scheme. And I'm recommending, if you don't have finances, to take what we call a cover from private health providing institutions, you can have SHA. Then point number 4, it is important that you have what we call a last expense. I know this one, people will think that I'm mad. You require to have what we call a funeral cover, a last expense cover. We offer it even in Britain, where we tell you, you can have a cover of 200,000 shillings. So thank you very much, Mr. Andre Kara. Thank you for that clarification. I'm talking almost a meter from my gadgets. So thank you very much, Mr. Kara. Much grateful. I hope I'll be getting communication from you once we are through this particular live show, at the tail end of this live show. So let me say this. You require, I know you laugh. I can even be preparing you in advance that I know you laugh. We have, like now, I belong to a group called Laikipia Online, where we lose 4 people on average per week, or per minimum 8 people in a month. So most of the households today, they have various, like now, imagine the people who lost 14 members of the same family. Think about it. Think about that burden. So what we have done, we have come up with what we call a last expense cover. It is, in a simple terms, or in easier understanding terms, it is called funeral cover. What happens? Every member of your family, you can have 200,000 Kenya shillings. And the premiums are so low, so cheap. And this is what South Africans do. So somebody is telling me, Joseph Goge, Professor Kibisho 2027 President, turn fresh. May God bless you. We just love Mr. Joseph Goge. He's saying that Professor Kibisho should fight for the presidency. Those are very good prayers, my brother. I have no problem with that. I have what it takes to become the president anyway. I have all what it takes to become the president. I'm only waiting for God's calling. So what I'm saying, you know what happens? Let me now make you laugh, Mr. Joseph Goge. The people, the times we are living in are very exciting. You find somebody coming from Maoboresi na anasema aandikwe kwa kitabu ya Maoboresi, anaandikwa hapa Felix Otis Odao, 50 shillings. Before he warms the seat, even before he warms the seat, he served a cup of tea, which goes in an ordinary local hotel at 30 shillings. So they sing one pabio. I'll talk to that guy later because he's not aware that I'm online. So we sing one pabio. Hakuna Mungu kama wewe, kama vile mnajua Wakristo wanafanya. Hakuna Mungu kama. He served what we call a plate of rice, which goes at 100 shillings in a local hotel, 130. Then preaching goes on. They are served a plate of rice, which goes at 120 in a local pub, not in those high-end hotels where we go. That's 250 shillings. And how much did this guy Fox contribute? 50 shillings. How much has he consumed for the burial arrangements? 250. So his appearance day one has brought a loss of 200 Kenya shillings. And this guy will ever be available until burial, which will take 7 days. So assuming that they will consume 250 shillings, he will continually consume 250 shillings per day. You multiply by 7, you will have consumed 1750 shillings by the time that person is being interred into the grave. And he gave only 50 shillings, meaning that he brought a loss of 1700 shillings. Assuming we had 50 people who were homogeneous in their thinking, so multiply by 50 people. So they have brought a loss of 87,500. And remember, when you open doors for people to come during Maobolesi, even your enemies come in because you do not discriminate. You do not even know the people's intentions as they come. So you put your family members into a risk and they have no value addition. So you need to plan so that, now that's why you see white men, Europeans, what they do, they have their own undertakers. They go to bury their own, they have what we call hired men. They go, they do everything, right from what we call the funeral parlor. They have what we call the hearse. They have what we call the casket. They have the lowering gear. They have the flowers and what have you. So only a few individuals who matter. And I can give you a practical example of somebody called Mogomistri. Mogomistri is the owner of this hotel in Embu, which is called Isaac Walton. When he passed on, to go for his burial, you were parting with 2,000 shillings. So how many people could have parted with their 2,000 shillings to go for the burial? That was a very elaborate way of eradicating people who don't matter in the universe. If they never mattered when you were alive, they don't even matter when you are dead. Do away with them. They are buried completely. So plan your life. Those are 4 things I wanted to mention to you. So for any one of you with questions pertaining to my discussion that we have had with you, I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much, Rachel Wanjilo. Thank you so much, Collins Gako. Thank you so much, Sari Kenya 303. Thank you so much, Goge. Thank you, Pastor Teresa Duo. This is very good information. Padre Gakera, I have no words. Thank you so much. Joseph Gadu, thank you very much. Francis Waithaka, my old friend from, I left you at Australia. Thank you very much, Francis Waithaka. Thank you very much, Richard Karemi, Peter Nganga. Thank you very much. Prof. The greatest tragedy is listening and not acting. Thank you very much, Madam Anne. Thank you, George is my best man in my life. I thank God for you, George. Jethro Kariuki, Richard Karemi, you are quite a number of them. Allow me to recognize before I bring this show to a close a number of people on my TikTok page. Very, very important. They matter also, and they're my friends too. So I can see somebody saying here, I appreciate this. Sorry for that. Britam Lasima, Uwe Kwasha. Great, thanks very much. That is Lois. Thank you so much, Madam Lois. Thank you, Glorious Chico. How can we reach you? I'm giving you the number. Thank you very much, Madam Glorious Chico. Sam, thank you very much. Sam Spice, thank you so much, Spice. Somebody said thanking me here. Thank you so much. He comes States. Thank you very much, Mama T. Thank you so much, Roadia Queens. Thank you very much. Saita, thank you so much. I have got quite a number of people calling me on the other side, but I'll be responding to them. Thank you very much, Mogo Shil. Thank you very much. I appreciate Mogo Shil. Thank you so much. I multitask. I'm blessed. God has blessed me. This is Honorable Milka Thoifi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Koiwa Kemadi. Thank you very much. Murgo Shil Peter Wahome. Thank you so much. Mama Shift, may the Shift Spice again. Spilak 6. Thank you, Kamau. Thank you so much, Kamau. So allow me to not continue because I recognize all of you. Next time I'll be mentioning your name. So if you want to reach out to me, Kaidre, this is my, thank you very much, Duncan Karaoke. So if you want to reach out to me, please take this number. My number is 0722. I am in that ocean, Esther. Maluki. You're in that ocean? Okay. So my number is 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. That is my number. You can get hold of me and everything will be perfect. 0722 633 021. That will be okay. And I'm telling you, you'll have taken a step in the right direction. Any questions before I bring this show to a close? Any questions before I bring this show to a close? Please ask me. Richard, one comment. Thank you very much. True, sir, there is grace for leadership. I'll be listening and learning from you. Thank you very much. All my videos are on my YouTube channel. So as usual, you know, I normally get many calls. So please forgive me for that because I have to attend to you. So any questions, please feel free. Like on my wall, if you're actually on the TikTok, I think I saw some questions from the TikTok page. Best Sacco account. Okay, Sacco, the best Sacco to join is Olin Sacco. Olin Sacco has been there for now 50 years. Olin Sacco has an asset base of 13.8 billion. Olin Sacco has got more than 40,000 active members. Olin Sacco was the first Sacco in Kenya to be licensed as a deposit-taking Sacco. So the best Sacco to invest. They pay their dividends in January. The dividends for 2024, they were paid on 25th, and they paid on members' deposit at 12.2%, and on what we call on what we refer to as share capital, they paid at 17.5%. So that is the best Sacco to join, Olin Sacco. The best investment company to join is, of course, Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited. We are giving you a net return of 14%. So if you are there and you're interested, please come over. I'll be able to help you to do that. Then the other thing, if you want an insurance cover, education policy, if you want what we call a medical scheme, if you want what we call a pension tier 2, whatever it is that you want, I'll be able to provide to you using Britam. And Britam, for those who don't know, is owned by World Bank through IFC, International Financial Corporation, 15% thereabouts, and we have the most beautiful building. Our building, Britam Towers, was declared the most magnanimous and beautiful building in the whole of Africa. So welcome to where winning is our trademark. Welcome to where winning is our hallmark. At Britam, I'll give you the best services. At Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited, I'll give you what we call a holiday savings account. I'll give you an investment vehicle where you're enjoying 14% per annum net. Should you require to plan for your retirement, I'll be there for you. Anything that you require, I'll be there for you. Just call me on this number, 0722 633 021. In the event you find me busy, or maybe my number is busy, you can call my office. My office line is 0116 13 13 13. 0116 13 13 13. You can even call 0713 530 465. 0713 530 465. So I saw somebody here asking, the decision decides your destiny. Of course, thank you so much, Kijo. Education policy, how do I go about it? I have Steve, I have given you my number. Just go ahead and text me 0722 633 021. Education policy, thank you very much again, Steve. Daktari, can you hook me up with a master's degree scholarship? I have no scholarship for now, and of course, you would imagine the numbers are quite large out there, so I may not be able to help at this point in time. Daktari, okay, education, however, that is it. Can one have an appointment with you? That's why I've given you my office number, and that's why I've given you my personal number. Thank you very much. 0722 633 021. How do you get the education policy? I think I've tapped press. I think I've given you my number. Just talk to me. I'll be able to help you. I'm just checking on the TikTok social handle. Kibicho, mambo mimi nataka mtu atanisaidia nisome. Sasa mambo ya kusaidiwa, my friend, hapo lazima ufikirie. Hata sisi tulijipeleka shule bwana. Hakuna watu wa donors wameisha. Donors wameisha Grace. So hapo lazima ujipange. I have no solution for you at this point in time. And I am as blunt as you can hear me say. Hapo lazima ujipange. Kama unataka kusoma, jipange. Tafuta kibarua ufanya, kama uko mzima, tufanya kibarua, save money, tukusaidie usome. So my brother says, I'll join your investment. Thank you very much. Peter Kebicho is my brother. Thank you very much. Joseph Goge, lesson ya leo ni fire. Fire, see fire. How can be that? What can be done to revive the economy? Of course, we have solutions, but they will never be consumed by the government of the day. And I have said it I've not spoken inside the pots. We know what can be done to turn around Kenya's economy, but because nobody has come for us, You have never seen Kenyatta Hospital coming to your house to ask you how sick you are. If you are sick, you approach the hospital. So if they want to know, they know we went to school, but they fear our education. And I can tell you without fear, they fear our education. Some of them fear us because we are more educated than them. And they don't know that when you help them in terms of ideas, they're the ones who take the glory home. So we can define the economy. There are so many elaborate ways of defining this economy. And we can move far away. We can move far. We remove these stories of Singapore, South Korea. We can do it in Kenya. But one, we must reduce the appetite for corruption. Our leaders are corrupt. Our leaders are corrupt. Corruption is our enemy number one in Kenya. Our leaders are corrupt. I'm a lawyer, so when I say our leaders are corrupt, you can find me if you think that you're one of them, because the guilty are always afraid. Dan can karaoke. Yes, naendelea. Sijasha, sasa hii niko na class after this. Sijasha. I'll never stop learning personally. I'll never stop learning. I'll stop learning when I die. Dr. Paul Kebisho, advice on investment, join the following platforms or in circle. Thank you very much. I appreciate what you have done, putting more information there for me. Quest Pinako, Britam or in circle. Thank you so much, Mr. Padre Agekara, for taking that responsibility of informing people they need to do. Are there any other questions before I bring this show to a close? It's already 4:15. So please, let me wind up by saying this. Let me now give you what we call, let me share with you what we call wisdom. If you like it, crown it. If you like it, crown it. Point number 2. Success is not an event. Success is a journey. Success is a process. I repeat, if you like it, crown it. So if you have liked what I have said, take a step and call me on that number. 0722-633-021, either for retirement planning, for investment planning, for education planning, or for medical planning. Point number 3. If you wait for money to be enough for you to start investing, that appointment will come and will be in the grave. I repeat, I take it again. If you wait until you earn good money to start investing, your appointment will be met when you'll be interred into the grave. Jesus Christ, Moses, when he was confronted by the children of the Israelites, and he became angry with God, God asked him only a very simple question. What are you having on your hands? He said, a staff. Then God said, use the staff that you're having on your hands. It was capable of separating the waters of the Red Sea. And therefore, begin where you are with what you have. Begin where you are with what you have. Think big, but start small. Think big, but start small. I started small. Today, God has grown me to be the person I am. Point number 5. Today is the tomorrow you are worried about yesterday. Today is the tomorrow you are worried about yesterday. So if you do nothing again today, tomorrow will come. You will be one more day older, but you have remained the same character you were yesterday. Point number 6. Get away from the wrong company. Get out of the wrong company. Show me your companion and I can tell you your character. Thank you very much for giving me 7,000 likes. Thank you so much, my friends. TikTok page. Thank you so much even for following me. Tap the plus button, follow me. Thank you so much for those likes. 7,200 is no 7,000 is no mean treatment. I really appreciate. So please subscribe my YouTube channel, subscribe my Facebook page, and subscribe my TikTok page. Let me bring this show to a close by telling you this. Success is a father to many. Failure is an orphan. Success is a father to many. Failure is an orphan. Anytime I walk in the streets, people say Kebisho is my friend. They did not say Kebisho is my friend because I'm brown and because I'm tall. It is because of the contribution I have made to this nation in terms of information provision. It is because I have been able to impact so many lives. I have just a senior officer, I will not mention where she works. She was here just to come and confess and give a testimony so that since she started following me in the year 2000, right away from KBC, Sholo FM, tukiwa na Modomomo, Mare Modomomo, tukiwa na Mobi wa Bogwa, tukitoka huko tukiteremka hivi nikakuja Kameme, tukiwa na Gatonye Bogwa men, tukiwa na the Black Kamau, the blackest man, the Black Indian man, tukiwa na mtu anaitwa Medhamo wa Kariuki, tukiwa na Wageshi wa Kariuki, tukiwa na Muthoni wa Keva. I'm telling you. Alafu nikaingia kwa Inoro tukiwa na Kamau wa Kang'ethe, Njoroge wa Githĩnji, Amos wa Nderi wa Muturi, tukiwa na Benjamin wa Ngari, tukiwa na mtu anaitwa Mugikujo. Wengi wamesoma sana. It's up to you anyway. So if you want to hear that information and you walk with it without using it, yes, we say knowledge is power, but wisdom is liberty. Knowledge is power, but wisdom is liberty. End of my show. It has been my pleasure talking to all of you. Thank you very much for exhibiting tandem and decorum. I really, really appreciate that. May God bless you so much. If you have heard what I have said, my numbers are with you. My personal number is 0722 633 021. I prefer when you text to me. Text, kindly text, because I'll be able to respond to your text. I receive so many calls. You can see that I've been interfering and interrupting some calls coming when I'm live. Should you find me busy, you can call my office on 0713 530 465. You'll meet a very able office admin by the name Mary. Again, if you find me busy, you can call me on 0116 13 13 13. May God bless you. Always a pleasure talking to you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I hope mesaidika. Kama mesaidika, nasema asanti. Sarikei, thanks. Okay, I also advise on different accounts in a circle, especially the one that determines the loan one can get. So if you want to get a big loan, use what we call the members deposit. Deposit, because it is the deposit that you make that they calculate with. So if you have a deposit of 300, they can give you times 5, 1.5 million. So it depends. The other one for share capital is purely an investment return-based kind of an arrangement, which gives you higher returns. But remember, you can't use that money to take a loan. You use what we call the members deposits. But of course, once you call us, we'll be able to give you more elaborate information on that. So thank you very much, honorable members. May God bless you. Always a pleasure talking to you. This has been your information provider, Professor Paul Mwangi Kibicho, PhD, QB, HSC, AJIP, ITQC. May God bless you. Have a good evening. See you, Moirore. Peter Kibicho, see you. God bless you. I'm ending all the streams now, including the TikTok.